Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Fonner Park here on Wednesday. It's the 29th of April 2020. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Fonner, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Hit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me this weekend for my Arkansas Derby preview video from Oaklawn. Looks like it's gonna be a good race there, so join me on YouTube for that. But it's a great card here from Fonner. We're going to look at the stakes races, races 4 and 8, and I'm going to throw in a bonus race, the 9th race. Also, there's a big pick 5 carryover, so make sure you play it. But races 4, 8, and 9, let's get on to it. The 4th race from Fonner, it is the Swihart Memorial. It's going for a purse $15,000. Races for fillies, mayors, 3-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 7 horses heading to the main track, the distance of ground of 1,300 meters, or the distance of ground of 6.5 furlongs on the main track. 1,300 meters, 6.5 furlongs, main track here in the Swihart Memorial, Swihart, whatever. The top selection, I'm going to go with the number 2 horse here, Our Musical Moment. We'll go 2-7-4-6 in the superfecta, 2-7-4-6 super. Top selection of 2 horse, Our Musical Moment. This Four-Year Filly by Bellamy Road, best to be remembered by winning the 2005 Wood Memorial at Aqueduct. Actually was there that they won by like a dozen and a half, to the point of Javier Castellano was celebrating at the 16th hole, and guess who the owner was of Bellamy Road? George Steinbrenner. And I read an article after that saying how George Steinbrenner didn't like Castellano celebrating before the race. Too bad he didn't run a good race in the Derby. That was a very exciting Kentucky Derby that year with Giacomo winning. Dare I say one of my more one of my worst selection years, because I liked High Fly, but that's for another day. But it was a very exciting Derby. Make sure you go watch this week if you're going through the Derby blues. But go back to this horse, Our Musical Moment. Danny Sorensen, the veteran, gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing, on 21st of April, which was last Tuesday at Will Rogers, 6 furlongs and claiming 15. He finished 5th by 7.25 lengths there, and he's very wide that day. He moved a tiny bit. I didn't think it was a half bad race. Coming here to a speed favoring race course, drawn a lot better. I think he might have the speed to win here. 2 back, he ran at Will Rogers on a good but sealed main track. 6 furlongs, last race 31,000. He finished 6th by 6.5 lengths there. He was with them early on, kind of hit the wall late. Just wasn't his day to win there. And then at Sam Houston, 6.5 and Opsal 20. He won by 1/4 lengths. He stalled, he got lean, and then he quickened up nicely. Very good run. Deshaun Parker wrote him that day was having a great winter, great kind of renaissance of his career at Sam Houston this winter. And then before that, the horse ran the you see it at Remington 1 mile, December the 15th. He finished 9th by 13.25 lengths there, and he just didn't stay the rounding trip against those type of horses. But I like him back to a 6.5 furlong trip. He's a versatile horse. He can set the pace or come from a little bit behind. I would like to see him stalking in this race with a class relief. I think he win here. 5-2, let's take him. If you're going to play a multi-race wager, I'm going to single him, or I would suggest you single him. But to recap my selections for the 4th from Fonner, it's the Swihart Memorial. Let's take the 2 horse, Our Musical Moment. We'll go 2-7-4-6 in the superfecta. It will single the 2 horse in the multi-race. Now, the big feature of the meet, I was about to say the meature, but the big race of the meet here at Fonner, it's the 8th race. It's the Bosselman Pup and Pantry Gus Fonner Stakes, going for a good purse, $50,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. Good purse, $50,000 locally. Here in New York, that's basically a claiming race, but we have a field of 10 horses going the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1/116th on the Fonner main track. So it's 3 turns here, 1,700 meters, a mile 16th. And this is the second best race in the United States today, I think. The best race actually comes from Tampa. I did a preview of that race. But this is, you have quite a few good runners, I think, running here. Who would have thought you would have had a horse coming from Maidan 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago running here today? If you gave me $1 million, I wouldn't have thought of that. But if you gave me $1 million a few weeks ago telling me we're going to be in this situation, I would have thought you were nuts. But back to this race here, the Bosselman. As a top selection, I'm going to go with the 4-horse Sleepy Eyes Todd. We'll go 4-3-1-9 in the superfecta. 4-3-1-9 super. Top selection 4-horse Sleepy Eyes Todd. 4-year-old colt by Patio Prado. Angel Miguel Silva trains. Quincy Hamilton gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 15th September at, 15th of February at the Fairgrounds, mile 16th of the Grade 3 Mineshaft handicap, and he finished 6 by 6 lengths there. He basically stalked all the way around the race course, and it was a little wide, didn't break well, and he never quickened up. Lesser quality horses here sitting closer on this bullring track. I think he could have a lot competitive run. He did improve though last time I considered to his race 2 back, which came in the John B. Conley Turf Cup at Sam Houston, a mile and a half on the lawn. He didn't stay the trip. He finished 10th by 21 lengths. He was with them early on, weakened out of it late, just wasn't staying the trip. And then the Swihart Memorial at Remington, mile 70, 15th of December. First time facing older horses. He won by a half length from a wide poster. He was very wide that day, but he sat back early, quickened up nicely. He got the job done at 2.5 to 1. That was a very good run. And then before that, in the Oklahoma Derby at Remington, a mile and 8th on the dirt, he finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. He stalked early on, and it was an all-out finish. He got second behind Owendale. I didn't think it was a half bad run. And then before that, Canterbury, mile 70 off turf and optional 25, winning by a half length. He only had 3 other rivals. He stalked, he got lead, and he won very nicely. I like him here. Like I said, off the break, lesser quality horse, 5 to 1. I'm going to take him. The 3-horse Mr. Tickle, he's been close but no cigar his last one, and he has one running style. It's gonna be coming from a little bit behind. He likes this racetrack. I'll give him a shot at 8 to 1 also to blow up this late pick 5-year mandatory payout, and also the 1-horse Taruka for Danny Sorensen also. This horse is probably gonna be sitting a little bit closer. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets a good trip. Definitely use him here. We won't be using the 6-horse Fight On. I think he'll be a very overbet favorite here, and I just can't see him winning here. In March he was in Dubai. They shifted to California, then to Oakland, and now he's coming to Nebraska to Fonner. There's a lot of travel in the last 7 weeks or so, and I just think he's going to be a little tired horse, and I'm not going to take him here. I thought his last one was very, very subpar, so he's the favorite we're going to be in this pick 5. But to recap my selections now for the 8th from Fonner, it's the Bosselman Pump and Pantry Gus Fonner Stakes. As a top selection, we'll take the 4-horse Sleepy Eyes Todd. We'll go 4-3-1-9 in the superfecta, 4-3-1 in the multi-race. The 9th race from Fonner, it's the final race of the program. It's a starter allowance race, purse $10,000 race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Never start for a claim price of $5,000. Nebraska bred $6,500 or less in 2019 or 20. We have a field of 8 horses going the longest trip around they're running at this meeting. The distance of ground of 1,800 meters, or a mile and an eighth on the dirt course. 1,800, a mile and 1/8 here in the start allowance. The top selection here, a horse I love. I think the 1-horse, as my iPad craps out, it always does it during these videos. I don't know why, and it gets very annoying sometimes when I'm trying to do these videos and this iPad freezes, and it always does it towards the end of the videos. That's why if you always notice, there's always that weird cut, and it's because this iPad, freezes and stuff, and nothing wants to work, especially in the last 6 weeks, but hopefully it will start working right now. As you can tell, I'm trying to I'm trying to stall a little second, and here we go. Are we going? Let's see. All right, is it going to work? It's the most exciting thing that's going to happen this week. Will this iPad start to work, or will we have to redo this segment? Let's see. As you can see by that jump cut, we had to wait for this iPad to load. Now it finally did again. I have to get one on order. But my top selection here in the 9th race from Fonner, we're going to go with the 1-horse Air Assault. We'll go 1-3-8-5 in the superfecta, 1-3-8-5 super. Top selection 1-horse Air Assault. This 8-year-old young by Air Commander Marissa Black trains. Armando Martinez gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 21st of March here at Fonner. 21st of April here at Fonner. 6.5 furlongs and claiming 2,500. 3 wide. He won by 2 3/4 lengths there, and he sat back early, very, very wide that day, but he got the job, winning very easily second off the break. Before that, they tried the horse routing off the break, where he just didn't go with it. 1 mile and claiming 2,500. He finished 5th by 12 1/4 lengths there. He was drawn wide that day and really had nothing. First off the break, I think he needed the race. And then before that, claiming 5 at Remington, 1 mile, September the 11th, finished 5th by 8 lengths there. And again, he just didn't have anything. He has one running style. It looks like he's going to be coming from a little bit behind. He ran this race last year on the 4th of May, and he finished second by 2 lengths. He sat back early, slowly moved his way up. He just couldn't catch the winner, Primary Gold, who beat him actually next start after. But, Primary Gold ran that better race. This horse, he was closing well behind him. After that, at Horseman's Park, and my God, it's somewhat hard to find that replay. And a Star Lancers 5,000, finished second by 4 lengths. Again, that day he stalked. He just couldn't get to Primary Gold, but he still ran a respectable race. His last victory came at Fair Meadows in a claiming 5, where he won by 3 1/4 lengths, really closing from the back of the pack. On this racetrack, it is hard sometimes to make up some ground on the bull rings, but I'm going to give him a shot here at 15-1. A definitely horse to blow up your multi-race wagers. Also, you have to use the 3-horse Ted W. Dakota Woods on this one. He ran a horrible race in the Dowd Mile a few weeks ago, but those were against a lot tougher horses. Stepping down a class ladder, if he runs a fraction of like he did, say, at Thistledowns back in October, he can win here. 2-1 will definitely use him. And also, I think the 8-horse Counting Gold at 8-1. Last time out going routing trip didn't really do that well, but I'm going to give him another shot around it at 8-1. Another horse to maybe blow up your pick fives. But to recap my selection now for the 9th from Fonner, let's take the 1-horse Air Assault. We'll go 1-3-8-5 in the superfecta, 1-3-8 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at horseracingcat5.